Hey, it's Andrew Walton with Neil Patel, and in this video we're going to look at Lindsay's landing page and see how we can increase the conversions. So the very first thing that I would want to look at with this landing page, or really any landing page, would be the state of awareness of your prospect and the traffic source relating to that. So in this case, I know you're running Facebook ads. Usually that's going to be to a pain-aware audience. That is someone who realizes they need to get more out of their time, out of their day, and they don't know how. This headline, on the other hand, Powerful Productivity Hacks, is targeted to someone who knows specifically that productivity hacks are the solution to their problem. It's the thing that they're looking for. This could potentially work with a headline like free download : powerful productivity hacks or something to that effect, but in general I would be more inclined to use a pain or result oriented headline. That is, either hit them with the pain that they're currently experiencing or hit them with the result of the productivity hacks that they'll be getting. Now, obviously, this is something you need to test, but in general, those are the strongest starting places that you can work from. Next, we have a very common sort of copy inaccuracy, I guess you could say, and that is the words optimize your performance are extremely vague. It's hard to understand what exactly that means and what the result I'm going to get is going to be. So when people say things like optimize your performance or increase your confidence or boost your health, these are all very nebulous terms that think of it from the prospect's mind. How do you know when you've been successful? I'd like to contrast that with Tim Ferriss's rather specific 10 times your per hour output. It's still not perfectly concrete, but it's about as good as you can do in a space such as productivity. There conceivably would be some way to measure your hourly output and then see if you have successfully 10x'd that. In this case, it's very easy for the prospect to imagine what the result looks like and to be able to say to themselves, ah, yeah, I actually did that. I did that successfully. That worked for me. So in these next two sentences or short paragraphs, there is what I would consider to be your USP is the fact that these are based on a unique behavior style, right? But these are not communicated in the most powerful way right here. And that is because the way this is framed, it's as if the individual is already looking for this. So when you say, what if you could identify ways to increase your productivity based on unique behavior styles, that's assuming that this is what they're already trying to do. By that I mean they're specifically looking for ways to increase productivity based on behavior styles, as opposed to what is more likely the case, and that is they don't care what the technique is. They don't care if it's based on unique behavior styles. They just want the result. They want the increased productivity. So if you ask a question such as, what if you could increase your productivity 10 times this week, what would that mean for your life and your business? And then you propose the unique behavior styles as the solution to the problem, where you say recent studies have shown that there are X different behavior styles for specific behavior styles, and each one has a different approach to maximizing productivity. Don't use those exact words. That's off the top of my head. That's not particularly compelling copy, but that's the idea that you would be going for. This is why your solution is different than every other solution they've seen, every other article that they've looked at on Google and so on, every other productivity hacks article specifically that they've looked at, for example. And you could even run with that as well and say the reason that most productivity hacks don't work is because people aren't using the right approach for their unique behavior style. So you can invalidate the competition. At the same time, you're validating why your approach will work while other things have failed in the past, and that's going to be much more powerful. So in this section, then I would say instead of steps to identify your unique style, this is another barrier between them and the goal that they want. They don't want to identify their unique style. They want the hacks. So you will learn the correct productivity hacks for your style that will allow you to stop wasting time and increase your performance today. That sort of thing, where you're leading with the thing that you want and then following with the way that they're going to do it, the method. The method is identifying the unique style. The unique style is not the thing that they want. And one final thing that I would suggest in general when writing copy is start with the simplest ideas possible. For example, I would make the first test without words like amazing free guide, exclusive guide. Exclusive, I don't think, okay, exclusivity is certainly a psychological trigger that we can tap into, but in terms of a guide, I might call it something like a quick guide or a short guide, implying that it's going to be fast and easy. I'm sufficiently confident that someone searching for productivity hacks, they're not nearly as concerned with exclusivity as they are with speed and ease. So I would go with that. Clear steps is not exactly what most people say, and it's probably not the words that are in the minds of your prospects. So if we're going to take the idea of putting productivity hacks first, I would say you will learn the productivity hacks. You don't even need an adjective there that correspond with your unique style, etc., etc. And the question here might be something as simple as, what if you could increase your productivity 10 times this week, or something like that? What would that mean for your life, your business, whatever it is that they want the productivity for? You don't have to try to be clever or eloquent or anything like that. Simple language usually works better than anything else. So let's take a look at this as well. So I would make this much bigger so it's easier to read. This is going to be very difficult for some people. They won't even bother. And showing, so you can make this, so looking at my mouse, fill up most of this space here. And powerful performance hacks to engage your unique style. Remember that engaging their unique style isn't the thing that they want. It's not the outcome they're going for. So powerful performance hacks based on their unique style, that might have some value to it, but you could also do a more benefit-rich idea like Tim was doing, powerful performance hacks to 10x your productivity this week, or 10x your per hour output, as Tim said, which is even more specific. Definitely change the call to action text from sign up to something like get the guide or instant access, instant download, anything like that. And finally, let's look at this copy. So remember, your key style isn't the thing that they want. Not unless you contextualize it and show them why it's not understanding their key style that has been causing or preventing them from getting the solution, or how knowing their key style ties into which productivity system, or which, I don't know how you describe it, which approach they should use to being more productive makes sense for them. This is pretty much on point in that regard. This puts your unique style in the appropriate place. Though that being said, I would still challenge you to find a more Tim Ferriss level of specificity in terms of wasting time, being more efficient. How much time will you stop wasting? How much more efficient will you be? How can you measure the success? And this, I would also be more specific. So specific actions to help you start being more productive right away might be something like 3 things you can do today in order to double your hourly output, for example. That being said, I think one important thing to do with this page is actually more on a design level. If you use the space more economically here, 1, you can get your call to action above the fold, and 2, you might be able to move these bullet points actually in this section here, above the opt-in form. So some ideas might be putting the name field, email field, and sign up button beside each other. or without having the name and email field and having it pop up when they click on this button. Another might be to make this image, move it to the left more, instead of splitting this down, sort of this invisible line here where you split these sections down the middle, split it sort of 30, 70, 30%, 70%, something like that, where you have more space here, allowing you to move this up, because basically getting the main benefits above the fold, so no one has to do any scrolling in order to see your entire argument, that could help the performance of this page. Here you have a lot of white space. Here, hard to say, just eyeballing it, if you would want to decrease this or not. That's something that you'll have to play around with and see. But by modifying these two lines in the way that I talked about, you could probably get rid of this line break entirely because the text is going to be shorter. So this will end up being 2 lines of text instead of 3 lines. And you get rid of this 4th line. So you've turned 4 lines into 2 lines by combining these and making it more concise. This you might get rid of entirely and instead replace with your bullet points if they'll fit. Again, eyeballing this, hard to say exactly, and you might do something like this. Here's what you'll discover inside the guide. But overall, all of these suggestions should help you increase conversions, so please let me know what your thoughts are. If you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. So good luck with your landing page. You're definitely on the right track, and I think you'll start to see it perform much better just by making a couple of these minor tweaks. So good luck to you, Lindsay, and I'll probably see you in another video real soon.